It is 2025. We are here. This year, I'm turning 35. 1990s, baby! So today's video, I wanted to do something a little bit different. Now that I'm almost at 50,000 subscribers, I wanted to properly introduce myself and explain why I do what I do, and to thank you for watching my videos because you allow me to live my dream job. Okay, so my name is Sabrina Seidman. I go by Sides. That's my artist name. It's just an abbreviation of my last name. Sabrina has been taken by a lot of people, so I wanted to do something different that nobody else has. Why I built this career. For my entire life, I wanted to work in the music industry. I always wanted to sing and perform, and I did that. I worked on cruise ships, I sang weddings, I sang in bars and clubs and casinos, and I was just doing the gigging lifestyle, and I really wanted to be able to work as a full-time musician, and other than when I was on the cruise ship, I couldn't work as a full-time musician just doing gigs. It was too stressful, they weren't steady, and I was living in a very expensive city at the time, New York City, so I couldn't do that full-time. So I always had to have a day job like bartending and selling gym memberships at Equinox. Which, by the way, if you are doing a day job, I highly recommend getting an entry-level sales job, because even though that job was horrible, like literally horrible, the one thing about a lot of entry-level sales jobs is they put you through a pretty rigorous training that they give you for free. And this training single-handedly changed my career, even though it didn't feel like it at the time. But I've used all of those skills into my current business. I wanted to be a full-time musician. So I decided I was going to take my skills from working on cruise ships and from all these day jobs, and I was going to build a girl group. So I built this girl group. It was called the New York Harmonics, and we were meant to go on cruise ships as a guest entertainer. Being a guest entertainer on the cruise ship is a lot better than being a singer in the house band, because you only have to do a few 45-minute shows per week, and then you get guest privileges. So it's basically like a paid vacation. We got our first gig on May 2020. Now, mind you, this was after years of building these shows, getting the costumes, choreographing, writing all the arrangements, memorizing all the arrangements. It was so much work, and we never went on the ship, obviously, because the pandemic happened. And while I was sitting at home, absolutely miserable because I had turned 30, I was now unemployed, I was having an identity crisis because I was like, performing is gone, what am I gonna do? I did a Facebook ad, learn how to produce in 30 days. The course was by blanks, and I was like, this is so stupid, I'm not gonna buy a course and learn how to produce. I went to Berkeley. Anyways, I bought the course. That course single-handedly changed my life, right? Because I learned how to produce, which I thought was rocket science. And then I started posting online every single thing I was learning. And then I realized, oh my God, I had an epiphany. I know what I want to do for my life. I want to work with music tech companies, and I want to create content for them. And for me, this was like the giant loophole, because in these videos that I create, I need to use my original music. They need original songs to demonstrate Autotune, the plugin, and they need original songs to showcase different microphones, right? I'm going to build up my channel and work with music tech companies. So the craziest thing is when I bought that course that I just told you about, they recommended that you buy Logic Pro, Splice, and the Scarlett interface. So 1 year after buying that course, I had already been in contacts with Apple, talking with the Logic Pro team. They were supporting my channel. I worked with Splice. I actually flew out to LA and filmed in the Splice studio. And I worked with Focusrite. They came to my house and filmed a commercial. Okay, so now I knew that I decided I wanted to work with music tech companies, and then I needed the second part, which is my mission. I really, really recommend that anybody that builds a business also figures out your mission statement. Your mission statement is your selfless commitment to your fans or clients. This is really important because this is going to be your why you are doing this and how you are going to keep going regardless of money, regardless of the jobs you get. So my mission statement is to make music production and entrepreneurship more accessible to more people. The reason I have this mission is because all of this information that I've been posting since day one is stuff that I wish I knew when I graduated Berkeley in 2012. These are things that I think would have helped me find success much sooner. So I want to give that gift to my audience. Okay, so one of my main frameworks for staying on task is my 4M strategy. So every day that I'm working, I break up my day in 4Ms. I try to spend a minimum of 90 minutes on each of these 4Ms. Some days there's more, but there should never be less, right? Always 90 minutes. So the 4Ms are music, mindset, marketing, and money. Mindset is what you think it is. Working on your mind, working on your body, working on your health. If you don't have health, you have nothing. Music, again, what you think it is. Making music for yourself, making music for your fans, making music for your clients, just making music. Marketing is how your fans or clients find you. I really like the attract, not chase approach. So that's why I love social media, because if you put out the right bait for the right audience, they're going to find you, because everybody, literally everybody, or everybody's children or everybody's friends or everybody's family are on these apps. So all you have to do is just tap into where they're hanging out and they'll come to you. So that's how I've gotten all of my business, really, is from marketing. But I've also tapped into other things, other umbrellas of marketing. So I spend 90 minutes a day minimum working on my marketing. This is creating content. This is creating email funnels. This is maybe doing cold calling or whatever, which I hardly ever do, but I should do some. It's always good to diversify. And the last M is money, right? Money is what it sounds like. How are we going to make money? Believe it or not, a lot of musicians are really good at the mindset part. They're okay at the mindset part. They're really good at the music part. And some of them are even really good at the marketing part, but haven't figured out how to do the money part. So the money part is exactly what it says, making money. How you make money from clients, how you make money from your fans. What kind of products can you create? What kind of customer service are you doing? What are we going to do? So that's my portion of the day, is split into that. All of my business stems out of those three things, right? What I want to do is work with music tech companies. My mission is to make music production more accessible to more people, and my 4M framework is the foundation of my productivity. I built a weekly newsletter that I send out to everybody on my mailing list. This is totally free, and here's an example of a newsletter. Each week, I'll share tips from my 4M strategy: mindset, music, marketing, and money. Focusing on these tips changed my life. Every day I tried to read 10 pages of a nonfiction book, and they'll always alternate the books between mindset books, music books, marketing, or money. So I'm always learning new tips, and then I put them all into my newsletter. So I wanted to show you one of my newsletters, and also you guys can sign up for it. It's totally free. It's in the description. Okay, so here's an example of a hump day newsletter. Say no to gigs or jobs. Maybe you're like me and you're worried that they won't ask you again, or you have PTSD from when you were broke. So you feel like you always have to say yes to everything. Now, I say no to the budget, not to the gig. Here's how it works. If someone says, Sabrina, can you sing a 4-hour gig for $100? Instead of saying no, I'll say something like, thank you so much for thinking of me. I'm totally swamped right now, and I'm only accepting gigs for $1,000. Does that work for you? Most likely they're going to say, no, but we'll let you know if we ever have $1,000 gigs now that we know your rate. Or maybe they'll say, yeah, and now you're doing a gig for 10 times as much as you would have been paid. Or you didn't say no to them, they said no to your budget. Little mindset trick that has helped me a lot. Music. When I first started producing, I made a habit of writing a 30-minute 8-bar loop every day. Here's how it works. You set a timer for 30 minutes and you just build as much of the 8-bar loop as possible. Don't overthink it, just create. Some loops you'll like, some loops you won't like, but the ones you like, you can turn them into full songs. And then I linked a YouTube video I made. What's up, YouTube? My name is Sabrina. And how you very quickly can turn this into a full 8-bar loop. There's no easy way to say this, but you must be consistent. This is a never-ending machine that you must keep feeding. Set your intentions for 2025 now. Who is your target audience? What kind of content would they like to see? Write out 100 ideas and execute. And if you're in my How to Work with Music Tech community, The content challenge actually started today. Check it out. And if you want to learn more about that, I did make a free class on my how to work with music tech companies. This is what it looks like. And I'll put that in the description too, if you want to learn how I do what I do. And money. This is also one. Let's talk about money transparency. I made an incredibly important YouTube video that you can watch here about all the different music jobs and over the past 10 years, how much I've made from each of them. So you don't have to share these numbers. So people don't like these numbers, but how else are you supposed to know what to charge and what's possible? A common misconception in the content world is that you have to have a lot of followers, you're making money. But sadly, that's not true. I've known people with more followers and engagement than me who were making significantly less money. There are a few reasons for this. They're posting for likes, comments, follows, views, and not for their goals. They haven't created a product or service that their fans or clients want or need. As cool as it is to have big numbers on socials, the more important number is the one in your bank account. To avoid this, focus on creating content for your target audience that supports your goals, and then develop a product or service they'll love to buy. And you guys can get creative with this. That's why I built this Logic Pro crash course. I didn't know anybody that created an ebook, a Logic Pro ebook, that you can click on the individual table of contents and it'll take you to the page. And then if you click on the title of the page, and then you could watch a video of the lessons. What kind of products can you guys create for your fans or clients? So I'll leave you with one last tip from my newsletter. This one's a music one. Before I started producing, I thought programming drums was like rocket science. So I asked my drummer friend, how do I learn more drum progressions? He said, get the book that taught me how to play drums. I realized, duh, I should learn to program drums the way a drummer learns to play them. And this is the book I love, by Tommy Ego. I've literally learned how to make different drum progressions just by reading this book. I just program them into Logic. If you want to subscribe to my newsletter, I'll put the link in the description. If there's a video you want me to make or you've been curious about, please comment below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.